Good morning from a bright and brisk Chernihiv. This is the start of my day 2. Had to take Carl out and let him do his business. So I've got a few things I want to go to today. One is the St. Andrew's Cathedral and the cave system underneath. And then the other thing I really want to get to is the Transfiguration Cathedral. I'm going to go to the visitor center, but it doesn't open for about another half hour. And the St. Andrew's Church doesn't open until 10, so I've got a little bit of time this morning. So last night I was walking out of a pub, and I only had one beer. But I was walking out of a pub, and the sidewalk was kind of broken in the middle, and I didn't see it because it was a little darker, and I rolled my ankle off the side. So I managed to drag my way to another pub last night, and so after a beer and then 3 whiskey sours, my ankle didn't feel that bad. Now this morning, it's a little painful, so I don't know how today's going to go. And today's Friday. I'm supposed to go back to Kiev tomorrow, Saturday, and then do a military run on Sunday as a veteran, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that now. So I will get back to the room, try to mend up my ankle a little bit, and see if we can carry on with today's festivities. Today on the main square, I showed you the Taras Shevchenko Theater. This is all the upcoming shows there, because it's a live theater and a concert hall as well. Wow, looks like they've got quite a bit coming. Sometimes I have to show you guys things that are written in languages that are hilarious. So this here, up top, shawarma, which is like their donor here, and then I hope this is the person's last name, so it's Shawarma Asperger. If not, I wonder if they know what that actually means. Like these may be my first homeless dogs in Chernihiv I get to see. Hopefully they're friendly. Enjoying the sun. Friendly. Especially this little guy in the black here. Oh, yeah, it's okay. We're here behind the rusty amber pub where I ate last night. I didn't see it because it was dark. It's one of the other administration buildings. I just wanted to see the little carvings on the side. Uniquely Soviet. Made it to the St. Anthony's Cathedral. This is the one with the cave system underneath. And, well, looks to be quite a big complex as well. So up here it says a memorial architecture of the Anthony's Cathedral. Let's see, from 11th to the 18th century. I guess this is where we go in, but I want to walk here just a little bit before I go down there. And the taxi on the way out here, I brought a taxi. We went past a really cool World War II memorial, so I'm going to walk back up there and film that after this. The well-known religious and political person of the period of Kiev Rus. So I believe, I see online, this is called the Chapel with the Tomb. layout of the floor with some more tombs. Go there in just a moment. Oh, this is a really tight fit. Wow. Dark little place I just came out of. I was up there because I could see the top of this. I thought that was it, but when I just looked here, I thought it was just another side view of the chapel, but I guess there's more downstairs. This place. Wow, so here's kind of an underground map with all the side chambers. This is one of the burial chambers. Original. I think that's it. Wow, that's pretty cool. So, I want to give a thank you to their, and I forgot their name, but you can look. There's a travel blog that I found online. It goes by the name Road is Calling. So if you Google, well, you don't have to Google. I'm going to put a link in my description for the travel blog. So thank you for that travel blog, because if I wouldn't have read that before I came, I never would have known about this church. And that was pretty cool down inside there. So I hope the video turns out okay. How big the whole grounds are out here. Cemetery right next to the chapel. By the hill right behind the cathedral, nice park. There's a bust over here, and I think that memorial I was telling you about, the World War II memorial, I think I can walk it right through there, because the road came down and twisted and turned and came up to the cathedral. So instead of me walking back around, I think I can walk right through here to it, hopefully. Let's go see what this statue is. Mihailo Kochubinski. Mihailo Kochubinski. Not sure who that is. Graves right around the corner from the statue. She wasn't very old. She died 1942. Or is that 19? I think she was born 1942, died 1962. 1925 to 1946, and 1884 to 1946. This looks like a family marker. There's more than one grave here. So one's 1832, 1823, 1833, 1839. This is on the hill up behind the cathedral here. Beautiful view out over the city. Really hoping this does lead back to that World War II memorial, because when I saw it from the road, there was a massive amount of steps you had to climb up because there's a memorial at the bottom and then at the top of the hill. So if I'm lucky, I'll come out on top and I can walk down. As luck would have it, I do see it in the background over there. So I'm going to walk up where this guy and his little daughter are, and then proceed down to the memorial. Past the walk up that little hill, because my ankle's killing me today. So I just turned on my wind noise reduction because I can hear the wind up here. So this is the street we came down, and there's the bottom part of the memorial with all these steps. So I came out on top. So we'll walk over here and look at this. Ah, this is like their Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. They've let the flame go out on. (1941, 1945). Here's a view of the bottom part of the memorial from the top, and as you can see why I was happy I walked out on top and don't have to walk up these stairs. Surprised they haven't removed the hammer and sickle from this. They're missing. You can see where they anchored them into these stones. I don't know what that's made out of. See how thick they are. It's one of the Cossack Crusaders with Christ looking over him. That sun's not too bad. I don't know what these are made out of. Oh, it's like bronze, I think, or copper. But that wind's bad. Wow, that's a big memorial. Walk down these stairs without breaking my leg backwards. More shot of the whole memorial. That's where I walked from. So I'm gonna try to go in here. I need to use a toilet and need some coffee too. I'm having a little bit of trouble here. We're so far north, close to the Russian border, that most people here speak Russian, and I haven't found too many people that speak Ukrainian. So I was learning Russian before I moved to Ukraine, and then once I started learning Ukrainian, I completely stopped. So I'm having a little bit of trouble communicating here. But I've survived so far, so hopefully I can, I know I can at least order coffee and ask where the toilet is in Russian, so I think I'll be okay. It's one of the old signs. It's the street is called Tostoho, so Ulica Tostoho. But if you look on the Chernihiv sign, they still have the hammer and sickle on there. Okay, I was walking back up towards the main square, and I came to a fork in the road because I took a taxi all the way out to the monastery, and so I didn't know which way to go, so I just hopped on one of the little marshutkas, the little buses. I was waiting for one of the old Soviet trolley, the electric ones, but it didn't show up, so I jumped on one, and it dropped me off right back up here by the churches I want to go to, the Transfiguration Cathedral. So, when all else fails, just jump on a marshrutka and hopefully it's heading the right direction. These last night and walked by them and forgot to film them, I think. It's a little interactive directory all about Chernihiv, and it's in English, or Ukrainian or English. It's just, where to eat, drink, entertainment, services, explore, 3D ancient Chernihiv, guided tours. You can get them here, events, history, and a city map. That's pretty cool. It's the first time I've seen this. So this is the coat of arms we saw on the bus stop back there, but the bus stop had the hammer and sickle down here, so I guess that is the actual coat of arms for the city. And here's a mock-up. I wonder if this is still here. To figure out where I am in here. This interactive directory and pulled up just the history of Chernihiv. I'm just going to read the first paragraph. So the history of Chernihiv is lost in the centuries. However, archaeological research shows that the first Slavic settlements appeared in the city in the 7th century AD. Already at the beginning of the 10th century, Chernihiv became the second largest city in size and importance after Kiev. For this reason, it was mentioned in the Rus-Byzantine Treaty of 907, which I talked about when I first started the video yesterday. So older than even the year 900, so it was first mentioned back in the 7th century. Back by the 3 cathedrals that I was filming last night, so I plan on going in all 3 of these. I've got to figure out the name of this one and this one. This is a Transfiguration Cathedral. I'll tell you something about that I just read when I walk over there. So for now, I'm going to try to see what this is. Little sewing machine. Okay, this was called the Chernihiv Caligulum, I think how you pronounce it. It was basically a history of the last 100 years in Chernihiv. So if you're wondering what some of that stuff was, it's just over the last 100 years, like some of the fireplace pieces and stuff that was inside some of the houses, and just like a little small history museum of the last 100 years of Chernihiv. I think I'm going to go in this one. This is another like museum thing from stuff from the 7th century here, but I don't really want to do the museum things. Yeah, it is. So reading the sign here. I think I'm going to go ahead and walk over here to the Transfiguration Cathedral. Okay, so hopefully this is just a normal cathedral because that's what I want to see. So this is a Transfiguration Cathedral, and what I read online, this is the oldest building in Chernihiv, and it's one of the few that survived the pre-Mongol Rus. Another beautiful cathedral inside. I like how they had like part of the columns removed so you could see the original structure, and the one column you could see the original wooden beam inside there too, and then all along like in the ceiling and stuff they had part of the exterior that's over it, so that you could see the original foundation and wall. So that was pretty impressive to see. This is Catherine's church. From what I just read online, construction was completed in 1715. Said this was during the period of Cossack Ukraine, and I guess there was some controversy about this church. So the I told you back in 2018, this was granted. Nope, it has to predate that. I'm sorry. Basically, the Russian. I'm sorry. Good grief. The Russian Patriarchy laid claim to this, even though the Ukrainian Patriarchy also said it was theirs. And so they said in protest, the Russian Patriarchy stood up something on the marquees of the wall inside. They called it Camp Church. And then after the Revolution of Dignity in 2014, under pressure from the city of Chernihiv and the Ukrainian government, it was dismantled. So I started that a little rough. I think I finished it kind of on point. You can look up Catherine's Church, Chernihiv, if you want to learn a little bit more about the history of it. That they're having a service in there right now. Certain times of the day, it's right around noon, so certain times of the day the priests go in there and they do their chants, and you can see everybody in the doorway waiting. So I'll kind of wait for that to filter out. Hopefully it ends pretty soon, and then see if we can go inside. I feel like an idiot. I just realized that was a wedding ceremony going on. I'm standing back there filming the wedding, so sorry about that. I got a little bit of the film inside of the church. It's not quite as big as it looks from the outside, so I don't want to go back in there and mess with that wedding ceremony. Just walked in there. I didn't see the couple getting married. I just heard the priest because there's a crowd around them you could see. And the woman in front of me, off to the right a little bit, had her phone filming video. So I thought it was just, regular service. And so I went in there and started filming. And then when I got looking, I noticed the bride and groom were standing there. So, whoops. I just stumbled across this as I'm getting ready to walk back over across the main square there. So the big concrete looking building on the corner I pointed out last night on the square, I said looked like an administration building. Here it's the House of Nicholas Eparchal Brotherhood from 1911 to 1912. It said it was built in the Russian Revival architecture style. It was the stone building of complex plan, harmonically built in Chapel of Alexander Nevsky in 1870. See, now it's used as part of the Chernihiv government political department and the military. So, it was used by the commanders of the Red Army from 1932 to 1941. It was the seat of the Taras Shevchenko Ukrainian Music and Drama Theater of Chernihiv. In post-war years after the restoration, the third floor was built over the former chapel, and it was transferred to the Chernihiv Regional Philharmonic. So, now we know what that building actually is. Context, that's the building right there that I was just reading about off that sign. I started to walk back through this market. There's all these different branches off to the left and the right. So it's a lot bigger than you thought. I mean, people come here to buy everything. I see hardware, electronics, of course, food, things for the house, textiles. Wow, look. Bicycle tires, gardening stuff. So it's almost like a outdoor super Walmart. But I'm trying to go to the back because I saw another huge cathedral back here. So I'm trying to, I don't know if I can get to it from here. It's behind that sign. The cathedral's back here to my left, so I'm paralleling it. But this market just keeps going and going and going. There's car batteries, tires, chainsaws. See, you literally have everything here you need. Maybe I can make this left. Nope. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to get back to that church or not. Hey, here's the back entrance. Bicycles. And I think this church is over here on the left now. I'm actually surprised I got through that market without anybody complaining that I had my video camera out. In all my travels, I have never like been using my phone or a regular camera and taking photos and have anybody freak out. Like, don't put me in the picture. But as soon as you whip out a video camera, people just freak out here. Don't video me, don't video me. Like, is there really a difference? I'm sorry I happened to catch you in a small frame as I'm walking through. Nobody will even, notice you, let alone hunt you down or anything. So, a little strange, one of the strange things about here. And there's two churches here, I didn't realize. I'll spin this around. There's this one here, and then there's this one here. This one looks to be open. Just switch my hands here. Oh wow. Did not expect this from the outside. It's a lot bigger than it looks. Film a whole lot in there. I was walking with my camera and an older guy and a woman with him in one of the side rooms, and they were staring at me, and then told the little lady that worked there, and she comes over and was staring at me. She didn't say anything, but it's weird. It's hit and miss here. A lot of these places don't like you to film in the churches. That's the first one since I've been on this trip that I've asked in all the rest of them, but I didn't see anybody at the door, so I didn't ask there. So like I said, it's weird. I don't know why they don't want you necessarily filming inside the churches here. That was a really beautiful church inside. Like I said, I didn't expect that, especially looking at it from the outside. Church I was showing you when I walked into the alley, and this is one on the right, but on the other side of the wall in the alley, there's it's kind of like opening the gate, but it was closed. So I think maybe this church isn't open right now. It's under repair or something, because the gate wasn't open for you to even be able to get on the property. There's a little house that's falling in, but like I was saying earlier, like we kind of had something like this in the middle of Kiev. See the lattice work? I'm pretty sure that's called lattice, not lettuce. Carpenters out there help me out. Look how intricate it actually is. So pretty cool. You can actually kind of see inside the old house. No roof. You can see the logs in there. The rafters are made out of logs. Earlier, a lot of people here still speak Russian. I found a lot of stuff here is still written in Russian too, although I didn't think it was really supposed to be. Like this top word here says packet, but then on the end it looks like the small B and L. That is in Russian, that's the hard sign. The Ukrainian doesn't use that, it uses an apostrophe instead. And so the soft sign is called the myakiznak, and I believe the hard sign, if I remember in Russian, is called something like dvorzhnak, something like that. So like I said, it's kind of strange for me to hear so much Russian. And then also, well, not only, I mean, people in Kiev speak Russian, but they can also speak Ukrainian. A lot of people I've asked here if they speak Ukrainian don't, they only speak Russian. So that's strange for me, and then to see stuff still written in Russian is kind of strange for me as well. I don't know why I think this is so funny. So this is a shoe accessory store. But the letter S is not in the Cyrillic alphabet. So up top it says boot. So you would think it says boots, but there's no S in the Cyrillic alphabet. But then if you look here, they spell it like butts. So here it's boot with an underscore. So I wonder what it's actually supposed to say. Somebody knows, please fill me in. Okay, it's about 6 in the evening. Just woke up from my little nap that I needed. And I'm looking for a place to eat, and I see this kind of advertised as recommended. This is the Ukrainian Underground. It says it kind of has like a Lviv, old Cossack military style vibe. The menu looks good, so I'm gonna go check it out. Very cool. It's a huge banquet hall in there. Unfortunately, having a private dinner. Like this. I wanted to film real quick. It's a picture of Taras Shevchenko right next to a light area weapon, shoulder fired grenade, RPG. is actually a pretty cool little restaurant. So if you ever find yourself in Chernihiv, I definitely recommend Ukrainian Underground. Hey, good morning, day 3 in Chernihiv. I'm wrapping up my trip, getting ready to get cleaned up, get on the bus, head back to Kiev. It's extremely bright this morning, but I can't really turn the camera the other way or else to be facing the sun. So I wanted to kind of do a quick recap. Chernihiv was a great city. The little hotel I stayed in, Hotel Ukraine, is right here on the main strip, Miru, or Freedom Avenue. If you're traveling by bus, lucky you, it drops you off right next to the hotel. And about a 3-minute walk to 2 streets away is the bus stop going back. So if you come by bus, it's really easy. I'll go ahead and put the description for the bus line in the description of the videos, because if you're traveling anywhere in Ukraine, especially out of Kiev anywhere, you can use that website to book your bus tickets anywhere. So about the travel blog I talked about yesterday, I read a little bit more on it. So the girl's name who wrote the travel blog, his name is Anya. Evidently, reading her bio, she was a Ukrainian who's lived around the world. She lived in the US for about 10 years, and then she's moved back to Ukraine since then. So I'd like to say thank you very much, Anya, for writing that travel blog. It was really interesting. I wouldn't have known to go see some things, especially the monastery with the caves. I wouldn't have known anything about that if I hadn't read your blog. So I would encourage anybody who's coming to Chernihiv to definitely look in the description of the link, read her blog. Also, if you're traveling anywhere else in Ukraine, I recommend you read her blog to see where else she's written reviews on. So, got about 2 hours before we need to hop on the bus. So, I got the wild man out here doing his business, terrorizing the neighborhood one last time, and just had some breakfast, so getting ready to go back in. He hasn't done a whole lot of walking this weekend. He's been kind of lazy. So, this morning it's a little warm out here in the sun, so maybe he's getting his steps in before our 2-hour bus ride back to Kiev. So, having said that, we'll go ahead and sign off now. As always, thank you for watching. See you soon, and goodbye from Cherniv. Keep it going, Carl. Keep up the pace. Don't cheat yourself. You got this.